Hi there. The microphone is there. This is the sweet spot. Remember, there's a sweet spot for a drum kit, and it's right over your right shoulder if you're righty, okay? Just enough so it stays out of the way of the sticks. Drums sound better when this is obviously where the good sound is coming from, up toward the microphone. All right. So, or even right above, obviously. And then you can, anyway. So, the Led Zeppelin Unreleased Jam. That's just what I'm calling it because I think it's referred to that way in other videos. Now, this came off like Tangible Vandalism and other sort of, somehow somebody got their hands on, back in the day, I think when they'd rehearse, then they'd write stuff, Zeppelin that is, they would maybe just put like a condenser mic in the room so they'd have something just to go back and listen to. Which is always a great idea to do when you're with a band or playing by yourself, because you can go back and be like, oh, what was that little thing I did? It takes a little time to go back and listen to it. Plus, you get a lot of banter and stuff and funny stuff. Even if you're not Zeppelin, I think. But anyway, that's where this comes from. Okay, the Unreleased Jam. Now, we're all familiar with it, unless you're a Zeppelin sort of newbie, God love you. But it comes, again, 1974-ish. And it sort of busts in, the version you hear is sort of as they're looping sort of 3 segments. And they go around a few times. It's almost like they're trying to tighten it up. And they're thinking about putting it in a song, or maybe it wasn't a song. Maybe it wasn't a song and they kept it out. But now I'm going to put a link to a particular one I found, which is just easy to find. I think the title of it is Led Zeppelin Unreleased Jam. Okay, so right below where it says info, you'll see a blue link. Just click on it. It's a YouTube link. Or you can cut and paste it if you want. It's safe. Okay, so that way you can bring it up in another window or another tab and check it out. So essentially there's 3 segments, okay? Now that usually goes around that whole chunk I just did 4 times. Although I think what we hear, if you click on that, the second time it happens, the second round, it goes like 6. But anyway, that's a da 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 da. Usually goes around 4 times usually. And then there's a little jugga 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 dun into that part, which is the third part is dun ba da 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 ba da da dun dun ba da 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 ba da da dun, which has like some, there might even be 30-second triplet notes. No, probably 16th note triplets going. Anyway, but there's the bridge section, which is 2. Now, let me start with the bridge section, okay? The bridge section, if you want to count it off, and the way it's kind of played, is just think of this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a... Okay? Now, you'll notice on that, Bonham always puts a pickup on the right before the crash. Okay? So those are the 3 segments. The first segment, so just, again, the best thing to do with these is loop the individual segments. So, starting with section 1. Section 1, part 1, is very much, the way Bonham kind of plays it, is very much almost like Zeppelin-y 1 through 4 album-y. He does, there's a lot of sort of the... Now, if we had the full tape, I mean, I'm sure they probably did that for 20 minutes. You'd hear Bonham going absolutely berserker. But for those segments, this section, but for the segments of the drum parts, it helps if you almost think of the song as 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a bouncy bounce. It's like a bouncy little da 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 da. It sort of sort of hops along, even though it's sort of belies by the fact that he's doing straight up like eighths here. Oh, I have my flip-flops on, which is costing me a little control of the bass drum. Hang on. Actually, I don't think he does that. Yeah, I don't think he does any. Anyway, there anyway. Put that babe. I know! Alright, so here's the plan. I know. So what we're going to do is, so just loop the first part. Or just... So the basic segment of that is, essentially what he's kind of doing is... That's how you can keep it sort of simple. You could call it maybe like the basic simple paradigm, which I'm just calling it arbitrarily. A 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1. He does a lot of that. A 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1. Okay? And you'll notice that when we get, and we're going to come back to segment 2, the little. We're going to go right to segment 3, where he's playing those. And it's sort of, if you get sort of those. And a 3 and a, remember how I said before, think of it in 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, well, that's what you're doing here. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. It's like the halftime shuffle. But come back to the, but just think of the basic groove again. Remember in the first one, so a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, a 2, and a 3. The basic. Well, imagine just then. It's kind of the same thing, except that you're hitting the snare with your right hand and get 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a. I just had some peanuts. Peanuts. And I think there's a little globule went down my breathing apparatus. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. I'm sorry, that's the other part. But. 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay? So loop the basic parts. So hear that? Again, a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So now we'll get on to that really cool part. Now a good way to think about that and practice that is to remove the left hand. Okay? And just go. And so think of the groove. See, I'm doing everything with the right hand. Of course, the right hand will be playing. But for now, just think of it like the first part. Just for ease, thinking of this part. See how I just did that? Now I'm going to count it one more time. A third, a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 1. Okay? It's just a, so remember, your friend is the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the, okay? A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a... Now, you'll notice there what I just did real fast, besides have a brain malfunction, is you can alternate that either way. You can go a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Or you can start it, the pattern, you can just reverse these. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Okay? So a good thing to do is just go... So you'll notice I started with the snare there. A 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and... As it relates to the head. Versus a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 4 and a... If I recall, most of the time he goes, but sometimes he goes. At one point when he gets sort of not tripped up, but anyway, you'll get the hang of that. It's important to practice this. So this is kind of the key of the juicy, one of the most attractive things about the song is that part, but because the riff is so Jimmy Page and so beefy. It's just so, like, he doesn't do that. But Fat, there are a couple times he's like, okay, he does go around once or twice. But I'm giving you the basic model for it. And here's the thing about this, and I'll go, hang on, let me count that one more time. So, as we're going, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Now, remember, so we're going to use the first beat just to practice the feel of that triplet thing going back and forth between the bass drum, snare, and hat. So instead of... We're just going to go... 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Or then, like I said, you can just alternate. You can go back to a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a... Okay? But so then let's bring in the hats. So think about it. That's what he's doing. 1. Go slow. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1. Just practice that if you have a problem with it. But then as you go fast, remember Bonham gives it a certain character where it's almost like... And it's a great practice mechanism. Playing these three, well, the two parts anyway, is really a great way to sort of get your way around like meter and stuff, and especially in a very Bonham-y way. Like, so even if you, so you could play that part we just did, or, you know what I'm saying? You could put that also here, and does he put it in here once? But it's a great workout. It really is. So let's go to the dastardly section 2. Section 2 is really funky because at first it sort of sounds like a malfunction between Bonham and John Paul Jones a little, but it's not. There's a couple points where it might be sloppily executed, but it's 12 notes, okay? But you think it'd be like, so for now, sort of abandon the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a sort of abandon that for now. Because that, boy, these peanuts are making me thirsty. Peanuts. Abandon the 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, for that little part, section 2, even though you can count it off, you can there as 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4. You can, but it's not played or felt that way. It's 12 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Except he's not thinking about it. That's the beauty of it, kind of. What it is it's 12 notes. Another way to get 12 notes in straight sort of time. Remember, Bonham used to sort of love to put like 16th notes sort of straight time over triplet feel, and then triplet feel over straight time. Well, this is a good example of it. What he does there, he plays the 12 notes as like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and into the. Okay, that's what he does. So you can think about it as, and it's almost like he's like 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a, okay? But it's really kind of just like 1E and a 2E and a 3E, okay? But Hey, I'll start it real close to it. So I'll do exactly what I just said, put into that. But I'll do that again. But hear that? So it's kind of like. But there is one thing he does. He'll put like a, on the of 3E and he'll double the and 2E and 3E and. Okay, he'll put like a there. Okay, and sometimes it almost sounds like he's like, what? But I think it's just a double. I mean, I'm not really sure. I think it's just a double with his left hand. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and. But it's even almost maybe like, might almost be swung a little. So 1E and a 2E and a 3E and. Like 1E and a 2E and a 3 and a little bit. You know what I mean? Like. Okay? Like he kind of just runs into it, okay? But that's it. And it's a great thing to practice for Bonham drum. Because you can do your. So I was rudely cut off by my camera. So what I was saying is you can do your like old school Zeppelin-y. Okay, you can do all that cool stuff. And then of course in the third part, that's more the 74 to 80 Bonham, okay? So, it really is just a great thing to practice. And remember, the energy kind of with it, that really does go to show sort of the personality that Bonham would impart on the tunes. It's not simply that it's sort of a laid back, like, it's almost like a harried, like. You know what I mean? Like it's a. Like it has like the swing, but then like an urgency to it, like ugh.